Live from the Rock in beautiful Morehead City on the Crystal Coast of North Carolina, the Morehead City Marlins versus the Tri-City Chili Peppers. Alongside my partner Trey Keenis and our producer Christian Doms, I'm Lance Williams for Coastal Plain League Baseball on Flow Sports. Trey, this is the fourth meeting between these two teams. Morehead City, they lead the series 2-1. This is the final meeting, so they can get the series win. That said, they've been struggling lately. They've lost 8 of their last 10.
Yeah, Lance,
From historic War Memorial Stadium in Hampton, Virginia, the Morehead City Marlins have traveled to face the Peninsula Pilots for the 4th time this season. Lance Williams here alongside Christian Doms and Trey Keenis. The Pilots, first place in the East Division. They've won their last 8 games. The second-place team, the Wilson Tobbs. The Marlins, against those two opponents, they're just 1-7. They faced off against Wilson last night at home, lost 8-6 in that one. Trey, what went wrong? I'm outside of Ben Hill Griffin Stadium ahead of a big in-state matchup between number 13 Florida and USF. The Gators, fresh off a blowout win over FCS opponent Long Island, while the Bulls, they're riding a ranked win over Boise State last Saturday. A world of momentum for the Bulls entering this one. In fact, many of these Bulls probably have some added motivation in this one as well. 66 players from the Sunshine State, including freshman running back Alvin Isaac from right here in Gainesville, went to nearby Hawthorne High School. A lot of players on this USF team probably grew up wanting nothing more than to play for the Orange and Blue, and perhaps with an added chip on the shoulder entering this game. For the Gators, head coach Billy Napier says quarterback DJ Lagway is good to go. The shoulder injury, the calf injury, the stuff that's been bothering Lagway in the past is in the past, and he should be good going forward. Kickoff at 4:15 from the Swamp tomorrow. I'm Lance Williams with your Sports in 60. Gator football beat Kentucky on Saturday, 48-20. Florida's offense was led by freshman running back Jaden Baugh, who rushed for 5 touchdowns. The Gators are on a bye this week ahead of their rivalry matchup with Georgia. The Bulldogs are also on a bye. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers play host to the Baltimore Ravens for Monday Night Football. Both teams come into the game at 4-2 on the season, and both teams are top 4 in the league in scoring offense. Bucs quarterback Baker Mayfield is 3-6 all-time against the Ravens. Kickoff is set for 8:15 from Tampa. Local high school volleyball has their regional quarterfinals this week. Oak Hall is at home against Providence School on Tuesday at the 2A level. In 5A, South Fork travels to face Gainesville on Wednesday. And that's your Sports in 60. I'm Lance Williams. The point guard Liv McGill had 38 points last night. Through 2 games, she's averaging 32 points, 8.5 rebounds, 9.5 assists, and 6 steals. She is ridiculous. Louise paired up with the stretch big Miara O'Neal, Measy. She's put up double-doubles in her first 2 games played. This Florida women's basketball team is looking legit. I think they could go potentially back to the NCAA tournament. What do you think, Luis?
Man.
Ryan Urquhart enrolled at the University of Florida's journalism school in fall of 2015. It was there he discovered his passion and the skills to call games as a play-by-play broadcaster. 10 years later, Urquhart has taken on a position as the lead voice of Florida Gators softball, women's basketball, and soccer.
Erickson swings and jets one deep to right field. That drops up against the pads. Wallace around third in to score.
I remember getting in was just such a big rush, to get admitted to the University of Florida that has such a prestigious J school.
UF's journalism school offered hands-on training that prepared him for his career.
I really think getting involved with that student broadcast, with WRUF, with really everything I get my hands on in the J School. I was doing Gator Vision and production stuff my freshman year. All of that really helped me develop my skill set to be able to, start my professional career, hitting the ground running.
In 2016, Urquhart began calling games freelance for the Gator Sports Network from Learfield, the radio home of Florida athletics. He still remembers his first call.
And I remember the rush of making that golden goal call. That's what sealed the deal for me. And I knew walking out of the stadium that night that this is what I was going to want to do for the rest of my life.
Sports broadcasting is a hard world to traverse. Having a mentor can be a big help.
Kyle has always been an instrumental force in my broadcast career.
Kyle Crooks was the voice of Gator softball, women's basketball, and soccer for 8 years before taking a job as the voice of Nebraska Cornhuskers football in June 2025.
It was kind of perfect having someone who is about 5 years older than me in this profession to be able to talk to send tape to get feedback on, to call games with.
From a student learning the ropes at UF to taking the baton from his mentor, Urquhart confirms this full circle moment is driven by trusting the preparation he put in.
Trust yourself. You know, it's easy to walk into a job like this and feel the expectations and the scale of this at the University of Florida. You have to trust yourself and you have to trust your process. You know, going through those cycles of learning and improving, that's the utmost important thing.
Lance Williams, reporting for WRUF.